Hey, my name's Hunter Knight, and my problem solution speech it's about drug addiction. Now, I saw online that a survey was taken, and 23.5 million people had had sought out treatment for a drug or alcohol problem, and then a certain percentage, and half of these people who sought treatment had to actually go to like an inpatient facility. Also, there was another survey where they uh, they did these on prisoners, and these prisoners admitted that the reason why they were in prison was because they committed crimes while they were trying to get money to fuel their addictions. You know, whether it be like stealing or killing or whatever it was. But drugs and alcohol had a really big influence behind this. Now, drug and alcohol abuse is everywhere, and it can't be ignored. We have to educate our children and our adults about these issues so that we know how to deal with these appropriately. Society should be concerned of how much drug addiction is actually being taken place and people need to become educated about it. Now, what addiction is, it is doing something and knowing the consequences, and it just doesn't matter. It's actually just the definition of insanity. So long-term use can also long-term use also causes changes in other brain chemical systems and circuits as well, affecting functions that include learning, judgment, decision-making, stress, memory, and behavior. Now, an example of this would be someone getting a DUI after you're leaving the bar or doing drugs at a friend's house or whatever it is. You get in the car and you're under the influence. Now, if you get pulled over, this can lead to a DUI, which is very costly and it's just bad. So some of these people are not caught in time, and they can crash their car, and they can kill someone, they can kill their passenger, they can kill themselves, and no one wants to deal with the death in the family or having to be burdened with funeral costs. Now, after using drugs and alcohol for an extended period of time, it can lead to dependency or an addiction that can affect every aspect of your life. Children and teens are at risk of this the most. I read an emotional testimony online from a guy who said he started using ecstasy when he was 18. And at some point when he was in college, he absolutely lost everything. He lost his family, his girlfriend, his daughter, and his life was completely turned upside down. And he described it as he became the person that he would have never wanted to be friends with, hang around, and he was just ultimately embarrassed. Now, how can we prevent these problems? Education. Education is the best way to fighting it before a problem actually starts. Because parents need to be able to identify when their kids have taken an interest into drugs or alcohol. And when they do find out this, they need to know how to respond appropriately. Abandonment and ignorance to a drug or alcohol issue can lead to much worse. It can lead to someone having to go through an actual inpatient facility, and these aren't cheap. Like Bradford Health Services is an inpatient drug rehab facility, and for a 30-day visit, it's around $25,000. But this can be prevented if we are educated and we know how to deal with these. We need to know how it affects the body. Now, education is the most important step to prevention, but rehab is more of a last resort, but we can prevent rehab if we are educated. Now, With drug and alcohol dependence on the rise, families should take precautions and become educated on how to deal with these issues and understanding them. Just about everyone has someone that they're close with who has been affected by drugs and alcohol. And if you are concerned about someone that you are close with who may have a drug or alcohol problem, then it's time to get educated and learn how to deal with it.